so shy. Don't be 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 so shy.
What is up, my people? How are we on this fine day? Hope we're good. You're about to be better by finding out some damn good information on this lovely video, okay? Featuring upper body session in the background. Rep the 45 kilo dumbbells. Come on, big PB. But cool, training volume, since you motherfuckers want to know. So, first of all, what is volume? Okay, now it's hard to put a complete definition on volume, but the way I look at volume is the amount of quality, progressible sets an individual can handle on a weekly basis on each muscle. Okay, so for somebody's chest, they might be able to tolerate 15 sets of chest a week, and every single one of those sets is to a high quality, and they can progress every one of them. Okay, that to me is, dictating what your training volume is. All right. So, low volume versus high volume. Now, speaking from experience, I have coached over 150 people using both methods, using a meet in the middle method. I have also been training for 7+ years. I trained my first 3-4 years of just doing everything. Fucking 4 sets, 10, 15, 4 or 5 sets of this. Just doing a shit ton of volume, which is nuts to think back to. And then for 2-3 years ran complete low volume, and I mean like low. I was doing like 9 sets of biceps a week, man. I would never go back to that, the low end. So I've trained with all volume. I've trained clients through various different volume manipulations as well. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of both. The benefits of lower volume training, okay, regardless of if it's fucking really bloody low or just lower workload in general, you'll typically find your recovery is a lot fucking better. So if you're training a little bit more lower volume, you can probably go longer bouts of training. And like a mesocycle, you can maybe get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 weeks worth of training before you need a deload. Other benefits of it is you're going to notice that strength is on the up a lot fucking more. Like your strength will probably fly a good bit on lower volume, simply because you've not got all this extra sets across the week that's going to eat into your workload or your ability to progress. If you've got somebody doing flat barbell bench press and they do 5 sets of the bench press, I would argue, are you able to progress those last 2 sets? Typically the first 1, 2, 3 sets are going to be very progressible, the last ones maybe not so much. So the ability to get strong is much fucking better as well. And you kind of go into a session knowing that you don't have all these fucking sets to go through. If you're doing like 25 sets of chest in a workout, you're in there for a while, man. It's a lot of workload. The benefits of higher volume, in my opinion, the higher benefits of that is the fact that the muscle just feels like it wants to explode in every fucking session, and that feeling is pretty damn good. We do know that more volume does equate to more growth, okay? Now, we'll touch on this at the end of the video, but more does more with anything, more food means more body weight, less food means less body weight, more cardio, more fat loss, less cardio, less fat loss, more steroids, more growth. We all know this shit. More will do more. So like with regards to that, like that is the benefit of more volume. Like it will do more, but most people don't find the sweet spot. They do way too much, so then they overwork. But more volume usually will equate to more growth, okay? Now, sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the video. I'm going to sit you down at the end and explain the cons of both, and then the best approach with regards to your own training volume and how to work it all out, alright? Stay tuned for that shit, because it's going to be good.
Let me see.
busy couple of days that was. Yesterday's shenanigans, we went, trained upper in my pal's gym, pretty damn good session, feeling strong man, feeling good. 45 kilo dumbbells up for shoulder press, which is so fucking nice man, so close to the 50s. We're on the middle of April, so I reckon by the end of May I'll have dumbbell pressed the 50s, I personally reckon. Even we're jumping into a diet in May, but I still reckon I'll get stronger through the diet because, in fact, I was going to say because of anabolics, but we're actually dropping to TRT, so I'll be a natural for 8 weeks, get health back in a good place, and then start pushing up again. But yeah, trained upper yesterday, came back home. You know, you get those sessions where you're just absolutely goosed, you just feel like a zombie. I was a bit like that, so got my pal, chilled the hell out, drove up to Glasgow, got a big like shawarma, like a gyro kind of thing, very fucking good. So if you've not seen, if I've not put it in there, I'm going to put it in just now, but client's last show today, we done 3 shows. One of them was a couple of weeks back, the end of March, and then we had one last week and straight into another one this week. So we've had 2 third place placings, and then today we came first, which is wicked. The girl that came second actually beat my client in the other 2 shows, so pretty fucking mad that she won today, but every federation has different judging criteria, so today was a good one. Nice finish. She can eat some food and she's going to now grow some damn muscles, which I'm sure she's absolutely buzzing about. So game of attack for the rest of today is I need to get some calories in. I went to that show, seen people compete, I went to the gym a lot later, so I'm behind on my food schedule, so I need to get some damn food in, so I do. Yo, what is good? Hope that lighting is alright, hope it's alright. Out of breath for fucking eating. Out of breath from eating. Just had 2 chicken wraps there. Very damn good. Sriracha mayo, just where it's at, isn't it? That is the absolute goat. Best chicken seasoning, salt, garlic granules. I put a bit of 1 cal spray, and I use a little bit of oil, about 5 ml of oil, because I've got the calories for it for now. And Cajun or paprika. Choose between Cajun and paprika. Paprika's very strong, very fucking strong. A bit like me. So training volume, where was I had notes on my phone because every time I talk and I don't have a script with regards to like points to go over, I forget. So we went over what training volume is, low volume benefits, high volume benefits. Let's talk about the cons. What are the cons of both? So the cons of low volume is quite a lot of people will be so stuck with such low volume that they'll then just not titrate up at all. That was my mistake a few years ago. I just did not work volume up at all. A lot of individuals that took like the low volume approach all now still have that approach, like lower volume, but they start working it up and they don't just stick. So as I said, you know, if your MEV is 10 sets of chest a week, that's the minimum you need. Now, a lot of individuals are now starting on that and then working it up, finding their MRV, holding that for a few weeks, and then they go down and then they work back up and so on, which I'll touch on at the end of this clip. But so the cons of low volume are most individuals, or quite a lot of individuals that take that approach, will just be stuck on that lower amount. So they'll only do their 9, 10, 12 sets of chest a week and they won't move away from that. Another con of the lower volume approach is, this is a con of lower volume work, it's more of a mindset of some individuals that then start training with such low volume, but their training sucks, alright? Because the way it works, right? If you're somebody that's like very accurate with your training, with accurate I mean, you know, if you get somebody doing curls and they do it like this, you know, it's all over the place, as opposed to somebody that does it like this, controls that negative, a nice pause, controls the contraction, and can take it to an intensity that's really fucking hard, i.e. the last rep is like this. Form remains on point. Those individuals can get away with doing less workload because they've got the stimulus there to warrant it. Does that make sense? So the harder and more accurate you train, you'll probably need less less workload, essentially. As somebody that, individuals that train not that well are going to need higher amounts of workload to counter the fact that their training's not that good, alright? I.e., if I've got a new client on board and they've never really trained that much, or their training's not amazing, then I'm not going to give them 2 sets on an exercise and only get them doing 8 sets of chest a week, because why the fuck would they're not a bodybuilder? They don't need that. They need to be exposed to a lot of workload for them to grow. Anyway, going off tangent, but that is one of the other things, alright? Some people thinking they train harder than what they do, so they train with such low volume, but in reality, they're not that accurate with training, and their intensity actually isn't that good, right? They think they're this mad person that trains really fucking hard, but in reality, they don't train as hard as they think they do. Boom, if you're one of those people. The cons of higher volume, as I kind of said in the kind of training clip, was the fact that you might dip into your recovery a little bit quicker. If you're dealing with high amounts of volume for a long period of time, your recovery is going to take a little bit of a swindle, okay? So you're going to have to maybe have regular deloads, you're going to have to make sure you get a couple of rest days in the week, being on top of maybe, the sauna, cold showers, whatever it is you want to do for recovery, massage gun, you need to be on top of that shit, alright? And then there's, the other con of that is essentially with the same as the lower volume approach, is some people just do way too much volume. Too much volume to the point that, if your maximum amount of volume that you can manage is 20 sets of chest, but you've got a guy doing 30 sets, 20 of them are good quality sets you can progress, the other 10 are just there for the sake of being there. They don't give any value, you don't progress them, they don't do anything. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really a con of high volume, it's just a con of like people that sometimes do it, alright? So what is the approach, right? Listen, this is the approach that I take, and this is the approach that I've been taking for the past year and a half, 2 years. This is the approach that I give with quite a lot of clients, and it's the approach that I feel personally works pretty damn fucking well. What is it? I've spoken about this in other videos before, okay? I'm not going to link them and say go watch them, I'm going to explain again so you fucking know, alright? It is, if you know the answer, well fucking done. What do you think the answer is going to be? What with both volumes? What? How can you do that? Well, let me tell you. Simple as fuck. Alright, here's how we do that. Here's how we use both volumes. This is how I personally learn my training, and I get a lot of my clients doing it. Listen, if you don't like doing it this way, don't do it this way. It's all good. You need to enjoy your training. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. But this gives me the ability to work with lower volume, and then I can work with higher volume. I like lower volume, but then I also fucking love high volume. Like, I love both of them together. It's fucking class. So the approach I take is working that volume up over the weeks, okay? So if I've got the way I run my training is I do a 5-week mesocycle, and I titrate my volume up across every week. After 5 weeks of doing that, I take 4 or 5 days off as I deload, and I get back in and do the same thing every time. If I can get an extra couple of weeks out of the training block, then I will. Usually I get to weeks 6, 7 and I'm fucked anyway. I need to deload, so I do it every 5-6 weeks anyway, just to be safe. But all I do is, as I said, with that MEV, the minimum effective dose, I essentially start on, my week 1 of training, I start a little bit higher than that. Okay, a little bit higher than MEV. So if MEV for my back is 12 sets, then I'll maybe start at 15, 16 sets. So I'm a little bit above it. It's not MRV, it's a little bit above. So I've got that little bit extra amount of workload to keep things moving, to grow a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, we want to build as much muscle as possible. So I'm going to pick the route that does that. I start at MEV. I start just above MEV, sorry, a couple of sets above it. And then what I essentially do is every single week, throughout that meso, I'll add on 1 to 2 sets, okay, across the muscle group, okay, not on every single movement. If I'm doing 12 sets of chest on week 1, on week 2, I'll maybe do 14 sets of chest. On week 3, I'll maybe do 16 sets of chest. On week 4, I'll maybe do 18 sets of chest. On week 5, I'll maybe go up to 20 sets of chest. So what I've done is I've worked with different amounts of volume, I've titrated up, because if I was to go all out and do 20 sets of chest, the MRV amount from week 1, I can guarantee you by week 2, by week 3, I'm toast, I'm done. If you train hard and accurate, you will not last longer than 3 weeks with a high amount of volume. You won't, and if you say you do, you just don't train hard. You don't train with heavy loads, you don't train hard enough. Simple as that, man. Alright, come at me. So that's how I work it with regards to
volume accumulation, and it works fucking wonders, because you've got that first couple of weeks of really nailing strength, being able to increase all your lifts, and cause you're gradually coming up ever so slightly, your strength still goes up pretty well, but you're accumulating now a lot more workload. Now I would add on a lot of that additional volume slash workload to the less fatiguing slash demanding movements. So if I want to get more hamstring volume in over the weeks, I'm not going to go from 2 sets of deadlifts to 6 sets of deadlifts, because that's so fucking fatiguing. I'm going to add on that additional workload across my hamstring curls. Alright? If I want to add on the additional chest work, I'm not going to add, if I do, two or 3 sets of dumbbell press, I'm not going to do 5 sets of dumbbell press, because it's a fatiguing movement. I'll add on the additional workload to chest on machine presses, on chest flies, on cable flies. Does that make sense? So that's how you can work it. Another way I sometimes work it is, instead of working it up all that time, I'll do 2 weeks on just a little bit above MEV, and then I'll do 2 weeks on the highest amount. And then after I've done that, I go back to the weeks 1 and 2 on the lower amount, and I keep on going between the both until I need a deload. Simple as that. Simple as that. Hope that I gave you a little bit of an insight as to how to kind of work with training volume. If I have lost anyone there, then please drop me a message on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram daily. If you don't already follow the Insta, I hope you do. If you don't follow the Insta and you've not subscribed to the channel, then do it please, because it helps me out and it helps me pay my bills, essentially. I'm not joking. Get on. So yeah, if you took value from that and you're not too sure of what I was speaking about there, and you want me to go over some more points, then 1, rewatch the video. 2, drop me a message on Instagram, drop me a message, send me something, ask a question, and I'll answer it with a voice note like that, okay? I'm brief. I can chill now. I'm going to indulge food over the rest of the week, because I start my diet on Monday. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to start a mini cut series. How to mini cut, everything you need to know about dieting. Boom, boom, boom. It's been bulking content, gaining content for the last couple of months, so it'll be good to go back to some dieting stuff. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. So yeah, any questions, and if you want to know, let me know. Whenever you're watching this, day, morning, daytime, night, afternoon, whenever, midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning because you've just woke up for a piss, whatever. Have a good one. Talk soon.